Alright, for those who don't know, my name is Zan, and we're back with another daily hunt log. I'm pretty sure today's number 10. So, today, I will definitely for sure try and beat Arkveld, because yesterday I, fainted to him. I have faint, um, well, more than just fainted, I failed the quest. But I did fail the quest earlier, but because it was much faster, I decided to redo the hunt. But yesterday, didn't really want to do that because I was right at the end of it. And so, anyways, I'll be sure to beat him this time. Shouldn't be a problem for me. Anyways, so I might as well start talking about what I wanted to. Today it's going to be about the 2.5 update, as you probably could have guessed, but maybe you thought I was going to talk about 3, but doesn't really matter. Either way, so title update 2.5 is pretty much what happened because they figured that some things needed to be added early. I'm not sure, maybe because there was a lack of content or something. I don't quite know the reasoning to it, but regardless, they did release it early around early August to mid-August. Um, Things they rolled out, the 9-star system, so a lot of monsters became much stronger with this. I'll get more on that in a minute. Um, They added the new talisman system as rewards for these monsters. Um, a lot of, bug fixes, balance adjustments, UI changes, all sorts of stuff. Um, what else? A lot of these fixes also included fixes and adjustments to bases and facilities, monster wound fixes is what I wrote in my notes. I'm not sure if it's because there were actual fixes to the wound system or it is referring to why can't I hit this wound? Okay. There we go. Um yeah, as I was saying, I'm not sure if that note was talking about if there was actual fixes or the changes made to 9 stars. Other things were also general fixes to the player, the hunter. Underwater hunting fixes, which is likely due to laggy. All the weapons by this point got weapon adjustments. I know some had some earlier, and by this point they all likely got adjustments. Let's see, there was other changes involving some skills, support hunters, the sacred, and some miscellaneous ones involving the system, network, locales, and other minor issues. Um, there were then there was another patch. It was a minor patch, a small one, later around mid-August, with more bug fixes and balance adjustments, and later on August 27th, there was the Fender collab finally released. It was announced much sooner, but by this time it had finally released. The event quest itself isn't too bad to do. However, the reward is far worth it because you finally got the guitar emote that lets you play Proof of the Hero. And honestly, it's awesome. I really like it a lot. You could even choose the tempo of it, so it's not just you just playing the same song over and over. You can kind of change it. But yeah, I like it a lot. I'm glad they added it. I use it a lot from time to time. Other things they've done to get into more detail about 9 stars. Once again, every time there's a higher difficulty, it has more health and damage, but 9 stars got something a bit different in Wilds. They had speed adjustments, which was very much needed in the game, because pretty much everything up to 8 star was the same speed. The only real adjustment was done to their health and damage, which didn't make their fight any more difficult unless it was a monster you already struggled with. But if you already had memorized the attacks and tempos of monsters, these changes were minimal and not that important. 9 stars also had changes to the their wound system, which properly put them to where they were meant to be. Not too often, not too little. Red wounds didn't just knock them over, it only stunned them for a second, and blue wounds would be the ones needed to knock them over. These were very much needed changes, and I'm quite used to it by now. However, monsters like Seregios, because I struggled with him even more because of these changes. However, I believe this is the time when the guard skill got its oops, I did not do that right. This is when the guard up skill got its actual adjustment and fix, so that it protected against chip damage properly. And so that helped a lot for all the guard weapons without having to take too much chip damage. They were given a more decent chance of a fight if they equipped the guard up skill. Especially with how much damage they started doing now with 9 stars. Like, they started doing a lot by 8 star, but 9 star was a real kicker. Not only did they have more damage, more health, but they were faster, like I mentioned. So fixing the chip damage was very much needed. I can't imagine playing a guard weapon without that fix being made. Aside from that, I very much enjoy 9 star tempo. Oops. Definitely needed. I had talked about in a previous video, like a long rant, I think it was like 2 hours, maybe almost 3 hours long, about wilds and fixes it needed, and tempo was one of them that I talked about. Having monsters have increased tempo as they get higher in difficulty is something that's absolutely needed, because it's pretty much the same fight if you don't. But yeah, they did finally make that change here, so I'm glad about that. The talisman system is not sure how I missed that, but whatever. Talisman system, it's strange. It's nice. I don't hate it. I don't absolutely love it, but I would rather have it than not. Just because I do like the variety it provides. And not only that, but it helps you get it helps you get more weapon skills, because some weapons needed more general skills than others. I imagine a weapon like Charge Blade that needed so many different skills had a particularly hard time getting them all the ones they wanted, so this helped. And then, yeah, it really depends on the weapon you were using to like show how much you liked this. But what do you guys think about the talisman system? I very much like it. I think it was needed. New rewards, kind kind of lets us grind for random stuff. Um, as far as gems and talismans go, I do like what it is now because crafted talismans are good. They're still strong. Like you can still get like 3 points in like agitator or player and things like that. Very strong, but you can't ever get that with the new talisman system. They were, I think, in my opinion, very well balanced, and making sure that even though they gave you unique skills like weapon skills, they didn't straight out what's it called, power creep the current talisman system where you can craft them from monster parts. I much prefer to craft talismans than I do gems. I know some people like crafting gems in Rise Sunbreak, but me personally, that felt too tedious. I haven't even played much of Sunbreak yet, and just the base already felt too tedious. It's just there's so many more gems than there are talismans in terms of variety, and having to like craft each and individual possible gem is so tedious in my personal opinion. In compared to talismans, sure there is still a lot of skills, but there's not as many as there are gems, and you can already craft low rank gems anyways, or lower rarity gems. It's just the max rank gems that you can't. We'll likely be able to craft some by master rank, but still limited in some capacity. And yeah. Oh. But yeah. That's how I think about it. Like, there's just too many gems to want to craft as compared to talismans. There's definitely a much more finite crafting pool. So kind of having both sets is nice. I like having high rarity things be kind of left to RNG, while there's still being strong options for crafting. Okay. So the way Wilds has it right now is pretty much solid in terms of talisman and gem system. The only thing that sucks right now in terms of RNG is obviously the Ardian system. There we go. That took me a while to get out. But yeah. Hopefully they fix it in some way by giving it some kind of pity system, because I don't really see Monster Hunter as like a grind, like your life depends on it type of game. Like it should have some grinding. Like the point is to hunt monsters, but at some point you really should have everything you need by hunting a bit, not like forever. I don't know how to explain it. I don't like having to grind something forever just to not get something, but I have already talked about Ardian stuff. So so yeah. Let's see. That's kind of it for the 2.5. It was obviously smaller than what a normal title update is, but adding a new difficulty plus the new reward system was very nice. Did they really have to make it come out early? I don't really think so. granted, a lot of people were like expecting more. So since they did bring it out early, it did let people like farm some talismans for the title update 3 patch, which as we all know was a very interesting one. Anyways, yeah. This by this point, I guess I might as well mention, my PC was still kind of struggling. It wasn't until Title Update 3 did my computer really like hit a comfortable spot. I was crashing every now and again, so it was pretty common for my personal PC to crash. And Wilds in general at this state didn't attract too much attention. Sales were pretty much down, and I guess Capcom saw at this point it was not getting as much attention as they wanted it to get, because they kind of made a weird promise like a handful of years ago, and it was very unrealistic because it was exponential growth in a sense, and you just can't really guarantee that. Or at the very least, they probably shouldn't have guaranteed that. Making a promise like that, it's really like making them push really hard, like for games and stuff. Granted, even though Wilds was rushed, they still came out with a couple of games that have been very popular, like Pragmata. I haven't played it myself, but it did do very well. I know that much. So yeah, if you played Pragmata, let me know what you think of it. It looks like a really cool game. And there was also Resident Evil that came out. That's also a game I haven't played. I've never played a Resident Evil game, but I have a friend who really likes them and has played them a lot. So it is, as far as concept to me, looks like a cool game. And I'm glad to see some friends really enjoying it. It's really the mom and dad's simulator of games. Okay, come on. I don't think I should have been hit there. I was getting around him already. But, yeah. A lot of things happen, and, I don't know when, Resident Evil and Pragmata came out. I don't quite remember anymore. I don't think they had come out by that time. Maybe Resident Evil, but definitely not Pragmata, if I'm remembering correctly. But since I haven't played them, I don't quite remember when those things might have come out. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta really talk about for today. All I gotta do is beat this guy till he's dead, which shouldn't be too much longer now. Yeah. I'll take more time tomorrow to talk about Title Update 3. You know, I'm in no rush to talk about everything all at once. And then there's, after that, Title Update 4, which was pretty good in all things considered. Maybe could have been better, but we'll get to it when we get to it. For now, this Rathian ever so vaguely helped me, I think. Nope, there we go. Perfect. Nice. I didn't cart this time, as it should be. Did get guts procced though, so definitely risking it. Either way though, I'm not sure why anyone would submit themselves to watching any of my videos. But if you have made it this far, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a like, and I guess I will catch you guys all tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.